Hey everybody, Bobby Chiu here. So today I want to talk to you about 5 things that stop us from developing talent. Now this is like the 5 most common things I've found over these years, because I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot over these last, 12 years or so, having my studio and everything and teaching in college as well. In the very beginning, I would see students coming in my class and they're puttering along and then all of a sudden they start to excel tremendously like a rocket ship. And then I've seen other people that started off pretty high with a lot of, so-called natural talent, and then they don't really excel at all. Maybe they excel slightly, or even worse, they start to nosedive. I've seen that too by the end of their careers or their schooling. So why does that happen? Well, a lot of times that's because of lack of instructors giving you good instructions, or worse yet, having bad instructors that you think are good that are giving you the wrong direction. You could be learning how to run through an obstacle course, but if the bad instructor tells you, hey, you see that brick wall over there? Go as fast as you can towards it, as intense as you can, as much concentration and motivation and persistence as you can, and run straight through that wall. That's not going to happen. Those are bad instructions. The better instructions would be run alongside that wall until you can run around it. This happens all the time in our educational system, unfortunately. Now, before I go on, I want to state that there are some amazing instructors out there, amazing teachers out there. Okay, so however, most of them, teaching wasn't their first choice, actually. It became their first choice because now they need security. Now they need to, support their family and things like that. And that is the most stable and secure job that they can get, perhaps. That's what they're thinking anyways. Our educational system is not built to attract the best teachers in the world. If it was, then they would make more money teaching than they would working on a feature film or a AAA game. Now at Schoolism, I make sure that the teachers are very well compensated, enough for them to be motivated to teach us all their amazing knowledge that they've learned over the years. When you learn from people like these, that's how you get really good. How do you become a chess master? It's not from learning from chess amateurs. It's from learning from other chess masters. So make sure that you're surrounding yourself with the right kinds of instructions and the right kinds of instructors. Now, a lot of times people don't even know if their instructors are good or not. A lot of times there's been a lot of cases where I can't even imagine how this happens, but I hear when teachers don't actually give demos in class anymore. They don't actually draw or paint. Now, if you've ever experienced that, definitely let me know in the comments. Now, if you do have great instructors, the way that you can tell is by seeing them draw and paint, seeing their portfolios. These are 2 things that I encourage every student to search out, to ask for. If you're going to teach me how to draw and paint, let me see your drawings. Let me see your paintings, because that will also help the instructor as well. Believe it or not, when the student sees that this teacher can really paint and draw, you're going to pay way more attention to them. You're going to pay way more respect to them and take their words even more seriously. Another great way is seeing what they've done already in their careers. Have they actually achieved anything that they really wanted to achieve? Were they able to achieve their goals? Some artists are really good in the beginning of their careers and then putter along and then take a nosedive, like I was saying, or become obsolete. What have you done lately? The next thing that stops us from developing great talent is lack of structure. Learning tips, learning different techniques, that's good. A lot of times that can make your stuff look a little better on the surface level. But the true meat and potatoes of art education is in its fundamentals. And if you don't have a good structured course, a good structured kind of way or lessons to help you develop those fundamentals, all the tips and tricks in the world will not get you to a high level of art. It's like having fancy tiles and bricks, but the foundation of your house is not even there. Eventually, it will crumble. Number 3, lack of belief. A lot of times this lack of belief also happens when we start looking on the internet and we see all this amazing art out there, and it just looks so incredible and so many light years ahead of us that we don't believe that we can achieve that. I know I did. I thought about that heavily when I was a student. It's just because if you get somebody at that level to teach you how to get at that level, the belief system all of a sudden starts to increase. Now, if you cannot believe in yourself, if you're just having the hardest time believing in yourself, remember this: belief doesn't have to be part of the ingredients to create and develop great talent. If you can't believe in yourself enough, then just concentrate on two things, okay? Put those blinders on, just like a racing horse, and just remember these two things. If I put in the time and if I put in the effort, then I will have a successful career as long as I keep using my common sense, keep trying to use my logic, and my headed in the right direction, okay? Time and effort. And that's all you have to think about, because those are things that are totally in your control. If you are always concentrating on, oh, I hope I don't get fired, I hope they like what I'm doing, I hope I get this project, I hope I get to stay on this project, that's way too much stress, way too much pressure, and pressure that you can't even control. That's when the worst kind of pressure comes, is when you keep thinking about stuff that's out of your control. The only thing that we can do, and the most logical thing that we can do, is just to concentrate on the things that are within our control. Okay, so if you have a hard time believing in yourself, believing that you can do it, stay on the trail and you cannot fail. Okay, you just concentrate on staying on that path of putting in that time, putting in that effort, and constantly thinking to yourself, is this the right direction? Does it logically make sense to change my direction a little bit, change my technique, my plan a little bit? If you keep doing that and you keep your head down, keep the blinders on, before you know it, you get up, you look at your stuff, and all of a sudden it's grown, it's advanced, it's matured in all sorts of different ways. Number 4, bad scheduling and bad prioritizing leads to a very difficult time developing your talent. As we travel through this road of life, things kind of just stick on you. Responsibilities kind of stick on us like glue as we just kind of go through life. And a lot of times what happens is we put all these other priorities in front of learning. We don't put enough emphasis, enough importance on scheduling time in to learn. And that's totally one of the keys to having a healthy level of progression in your skills. What I do is I schedule time in, just like a doctor's appointment. I keep it that serious. Would you miss a doctor's appointment? Not usually, So just schedule it in the day before. At night, think about what you're going to be doing tomorrow, and think about if you have a half an hour time slot that you can schedule in time for a lot of really good learning. Now, if you don't have time in your schedule, well, you always have time in the morning or at the end of your day. Generally, I'm much more of a morning person, so I will schedule it in before I start working. And I'll have an alarm and everything, just like it was an important meeting where I had to go and meet somebody at a restaurant or at their studio or whatever, things that you would not miss. Treat it like that. With schoolism classes, I've tried to take many of these problems of developing talent and figure a way around them and figure a way to support the artist. So with schoolism courses, a lot of times all it takes is half an hour a day at the most to do a course, so that professionals and students can both take these courses while still being in school or having a job. And lastly, one of the worst, most shameful reasons why we can't develop talent: because education is way too expensive. Because like many of you, I don't believe that knowledge should be exclusive for the wealthy. It shouldn't matter where you live in the world. It shouldn't matter who your parents are or what you do for a living. Knowledge should be affordable and accessible for everybody. And it should be about our hard work, our dedication, our motivation, us inside, that determine our success in our careers. So with schoolism, I want to take away all the excuses, especially the lack of money. Schoolism has made it so that it's $15 a month to take a set course of your choosing, with lessons, assignments, and taught by some of the best artists in the world to help you develop your skills. So now there's no more excuses. I've opened the door for you, but I'm not going to drag you through. You have to come on through yourself. So stay committed, stay focused, And best thing of all is, if you ever get curious about another course, you can switch courses for just $1, and then all of a sudden you're learning something completely new. My mission with Schoolism is to turbocharge art itself by pouring gasoline on the fire and giving everybody affordable access to the best education in the world, and just see what happens. So let me know in the comments if you've taken a course, which one was your favorite and what your experience was. Because you guys that have taken Schoolism classes are the ones that can truly convince the art community that we are all capable of getting better, even from learning on the internet. Alright guys, hope you liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Now, as always, if this video has helped you, spread it around with your friends, share it on your social media, things like that. Alright everyone, so if you like the video, you want to learn more, you want to improve as an artist, highly recommend clicking over to Schoolism, signing up for the newsletter, because in this newsletter, you will always get free videos and tutorials and news about Schoolism, so you can keep up to date with what's going on in the world. Click over now, and I'll see you guys next time.